Our next delegate is David Galvin. You come with your own IT department?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
All right. So what do I do then? How do I move it?
So you can just scroll through. You can just click it and it'll go back.
So which way forward?
Just this way.
That's forward. Backward? Right. May I just set out my...
Absolutely.
Before the timer starts, may I set out my own timer?
Whatever you feel comfortable with, David.
Through the chair, thank you for receiving my delegation today. I'm David Galvin, a tenant at 1083 Main Street East. I've been so much in the news, I feel I need no more introduction. I'm a member of ACORN and also of the Campaign for Adequate Welfare and Disability Benefits, but no one trusts me to speak for them, so I'm speaking for myself today. Before I run out of time, I want to start off by offering my heartfelt thanks to this committee, to my councillor Narinder Nan, to the Mayor's Office, to City Council for your steadfast support of 1083 tenants. See, I'm getting emotional now too. You, the City Water Department, the media, and of course, and this is a big word, but she deserves every syllable, the indefatigable Olivia O'Connor of ACORN. Who've been our staunchest supporters while we went 86 days without running water. 1083 Main Street East is a grand old lady of the Delta. You'll see on the left how she looked in the 1960s. Delta Theatre, it's a historic building, used to house the Delta Theatre, which had the only double marquee in Canada. There's another picture of the Delta Theatre on the right. Okay. These are some pictures of 1083 Main Street East recently. Not today, but recently. This grand old lady has been brought to the verge of ruin by decades of neglect and abuse. I'm an old guy and I'm sentimental, and when I look at these pictures, I'm reminded of Shakespeare's words about Lucretia. Her sacred temple spotted, spoiled, and corrupted, grossly engirt with daring infamy. No lady should be brought to this level. Not to mention on a personal basis that it's rat infested, and rats were attracted to all the garbage. Oh my God, I better not leave that one around, okay? You don't want to be staring at that. Rats were attracted to all the garbage, and now they've dug in. Every night I'm scared to sleep because I hear rats gnawing away at my apartment trying to get inside. I feel that I'm ugly enough already, and the last thing I need is for a hungry rat to be chowing down on my face while I'm sleeping. So it's kind of a scary situation. All right. Little local color. This was the landlord when I moved into 1083 in 2004. Under Gus Mahala's stewardship, we went as a kind of a harbinger of things to come. We went for a year without hot water, although, to Gus's credit, it did get lukewarmish at times. Here's our current landlord, Dylan Suter, on the left. Some people say he's a billionaire. I wouldn't know. He's looking very cool in this picture, partying. I think it was in the Mediterranean, wasn't it, Olivia? I'm not sure. while tenants went for 86 days without running water. And rather than captioning this picture, "Hole up, we dem boys," which is so cool, you got to admit, I would caption this, "The face of the enemy." Okay, so look, we all agree that our building has turned into a disaster area and it needs renovations. And in fact, major renovations have begun on March the 20th. So it's time to make 1083 great again, right? Here's a kind of an artist rendering of some of Dylan Suter's plans for the courtyard, kind of a Hanging Gardens of Babylon type of vibe. I mean, pretty cool, right? Who can argue with this? But there's one problem. There's no place for the current tenants in this paradise. Like Virgil in Dante's Inferno, who was allowed to approach the gates of heaven but not pass through, we long-term tenants are in the process of being rent-evicted, so their rents can be doubled or tripled. We're all low income. None of us can afford to pay market rent. Oh my God, I'm over 5 minutes.
Take your
But
time.
we have nowhere to go, so.
I'll take the prerogative of the chair. Please continue, please.
I just have one more paragraph. Many people have spoken better than I can about the policies we need for renovictions. I would suggest that we need policies that prevent these buildings from falling into disrepair in the first place. And if I have one hobby horse to ride, it's my concern that the tenants of 1083 were utterly failed by the municipal law enforcement, by the building department, by public health. Here's a picture of me on the left, kind of the hero of this story, right? Giving a gimlet-eyed glare to the camera after I had just come out of the Property Standards Committee hearing on February 21st. I was in a state of shock and had just learned that after 2 months without running water, the Property Standards Committee had bought into a joint submission from the city that we should go another 45 days without running water in the hopes that we'd all be evicted in that time, and then water could be restored to an empty building. Sorry for going over. Thanks again for all your support and for listening.
Thank you, David. Please don't go away.
Thank you.
Councillor Nan, you have some questions for David?
Thank you, through you, Chair David. Thank you so much for coming in to delegate and share your story, and honestly to put up the pictures of the building before and the building today, or a couple of days ago, or whenever, versus the grand vision. And Chair, I don't have a question. I have an apology.
Please proceed.
Now I'm going to get emotional. I apologize on behalf of this table that you and your neighbors had to endure not just the 86 days without water, but that you've had to endure years of filing complaints over and over again about the neglect that your building was going through. And it's more than just a building, it's your home. And it's been your home for a long time, and the home of your neighbors for a long time, who've been active contributors to our community, who've raised children in that neighborhood, and who many of have been forced away from the community that they have loved and known and had support circles, friends and neighbors, and pushed away to I don't know where. And for the group of you who stayed, and the courage and conviction you all held for each other and yourselves, fundamentally was a stand of dignity. And I thank you for coming here today. Through
the chair, you're very welcome. I made that joke about being the hero of the story. The truth is, we're all low-income people, and we're not just being stubborn. We have nowhere else to go. Were we to lose our affordable apartments, city housing is an option if we can get in there, and that's about it. So, but I really appreciate your heartfelt comments, and thank you. You've been so caring and so much help for all of us. We really appreciate it. I appreciate it. And thank you for the comment, by the way, because although it wasn't exactly a question, I always say, a man unquestioned is a man unheard. So thank you so much for at least bringing that up.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, everybody. I don't know how to get this stuff off.
Well, there'll be another expert come down and figure it out.